What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to be giving you my review of the Magicycle Jaguarundi e-bike. I've had it for nearly 2 years, so I've had a lot of time to give my thoughts and impressions on the pros and cons of this bike. Overall, I really enjoy it. There have been a couple of hiccups. If you're as rough on the tires as I am with the bike, you could end up with a flat, and changing out the flat isn't the easiest thing to do compared to a traditional bicycle. You have to take apart some of the wiring to disconnect the hub motor. But overall, I'd say once you get it down, you could change out the battery or swap out a flat tire in about 10-15 minutes. Not too bad. If you're on the trail, it's a little bit rough, but if you have an extra spare bike pump with you, you could get back home most likely, unless you like really pop it and have a nail or something in your tire. All right, back to the video. We had a mail truck and another car that was following behind us. So as Doug DeMuro would say, some of the quirks and features of this e-bike: it has a 750 watt rear hub motor, which is the most you can have for a street legal e-bike without having to go through all the regular licensing processes that you would need for a traditional motorcycle. It's a Class 2 e-bike. This bicycle features a 7-speed Shimano gear system, and also has hydraulic disc brakes, which so far I've been really impressed with. Haven't had any problems, and I've had it for going on 2 years and still has plenty of life in the brake pads here. So I have a couple added accessories on my bike here. I have a phone holder, and then I also threw on a pack on the back of the bike so I can have a little bit of extra cargo space. Threw a couple tools in there in case I need to make any adjustments while I'm on the road. Thankfully, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues like that so far. And then also got a bike pump and just throw my keys in there. There's plenty of room in the bike pack. I can show you that once we're stopped more. So as far as speeds go, there's 5 different speeds, or there's 7. Oh man. I just lost my wind mic. Fucking hell. Like that a dick. Oh, where'd it go? Damn, that thing's so tiny. Am I ever gonna find it? Oh, there it is. Hell yeah. How'd that go flying off? I just lost the windscreen on this thing. Somehow I found it in all this tall grass. First time using it. Well, I guess there's some strengths and weaknesses to recording with the windscreen on there. Okay, let's try this again. All right, where was I? Okay. So there's 7 different speed settings for pedal assist on this bicycle. On 1, you really have, basically 1 and 2, you really have to pedal and you're doing most of the work. You do get a slight pedal assist, but as you get up to 3 and 4, around 3, I'd say it keeps you around 13 miles an hour. On 4, you can get up to about 20 miles an hour, and then as you increase beyond that, like, you just barely have to pedal. I typically find myself being in the 3 to 4 mode. 4 if I want to really cruise and not have too much effort. 3 if I'm just looking to like have a little chill, relaxing ride. Not sure if you'll be able to see this too well, but right now we're at 3, cruising at about 12, almost 13 miles an hour. I'm doing minimal pedaling. If we speed up to 4, definitely cranks it up, and you can get up to that almost 20 mile an hour range, say about 18 miles an hour. So here's 1. I guess maybe we'll do that on a longer stretch here. So loop around here. entering the gator zone. And I do have something kind of loose on here, so occasionally you have to tighten up some screws or bolts on here. And hopefully the jostling on this bridge doesn't knock my camera over. This is an old rickety bridge. So another good feature, like many bikes, this does have a kickstand, and it's pretty easy to kick off when you're already mounted on the bike in case you forget, like I just did there. Now I did just check, and on the Magicycle website, it's currently on sale for $999.99, $1,000. It generally retails for around $1,300, but if you wait till it goes on sale, it's definitely a good value. That's the price that I got it for at one of my local bike shops. So you can order online, or there's definitely retailers throughout the US that keep this bike in stock as well. They have a version 2.0 that's available right now, and the specs do seem like they're a little bit better. So Magicycle does offer several other model e-bikes. The Jaguarundi that I have is the most affordable, and it's folds in half. We'll go over that a little bit later. So some other models that they have are the Ocelot Pro, the Ocelot Pro 2.0, which I haven't seen. I've seen the original Ocelot Pro, which looks very similar to the Jaguarundi, but it does not fold in half. And then they also offer the Deer, which is more of a bicycle e-bike designed for hunters. It has extra large rack built on the back of it for being able to store hunting gear, fishing gear. Then we also have the Cruise Pro, which is more similar to between like an e-bike and a road cruiser bike. And we have the Jaguarundi and the CT1, which I have not seen. They do offer a variety of other accessories that you can get as well. Magicycle makes a large variety of storage and transport items, such as bags, baskets, racks, trailers, bottles and cages, vehicle racks, and better upgraded seats. So far I've been pretty happy with the seat. It's fairly comfortable. If you're cruising for, I don't know, more than a few hours, it could get a little bit sore, but I mean, swapping out the bike post is pretty simple and easy. Now personally, I like to find a deal, and I purchase my accessories on Amazon. I'm sure many of my US fans here also have as well. So I think the bag that I got was $20 to $30. So I really appreciate y'all watching up to this point. If you're enjoying the video, be sure to like and comment down below if you have an e-bike, or let me know what kind of e-bike you ride, or if you might be interested in the Magicycle Jaguarundi. Are there any particular features that you are looking for in an e-bike, or what made you purchase your e-bike if you've already bought one, or what is some of the highlights that some must-haves that you definitely want when purchasing an e-bike? For me, when I purchased this, price was definitely a factor. I rode a few of the other models. I rode the Ocelot and oh, some turkeys. Got distracted. There were turkeys. So when I tested out this bike and we went to buy it, ooh, donkeys. Donkey. Sorry, I get distracted. Oh, another donkey. Hello, little donkey. Now, since this is one of the lower end models that Magicycle offers, they One of the downsides is that you don't get the best display option here. I mean, it's fully functional, but some of their other higher end versions have a full color display that also connects with a mobile app, which, so if you're interested in one of the higher models and you want a better display, that's definitely an option. I believe you can upgrade this display if you really want to. It serves a full function, it tells you the speed, how many miles you've traveled, your battery levels. So I've been looking at the Magicycle website, and so they actually have the Jaguarundi 2.0, which looks like it gives a little bit more range. I believe the battery seems like it's about the same. It does go slightly faster, 25 miles an hour, although I believe you can play with the settings on the bike and increase the Jaguarundi 1.0 to 25 miles an hour also. So the current retail price for this is $18.99, and it's currently $900 off. So I haven't really kept track of prices of the Jaguarundi over the last couple of years, but most times I've checked, it's been right at the $1,000 price point. So I'm sure they're trying to make a sale, and there's so much competition on e-bikes. So if you're interested in the range capabilities of this bike, if you're traveling on the lowest pedal assist mode, mode 1, you should be able to get around 50 miles of range. And on the Jaguarundi 2.0, it's showing that you can get approximately 60 plus miles of range. Now, if you go into the higher pedal assist modes, you're going to drop down to about half of that. So if you're in the highest pedal assist mode, you can only expect between 25 and 30 miles of pedal assisted range. That's why I typically go somewhere in the middle, 3 to 4. And so far I've been able to get at least 40 miles of range out of it when I've done that. I have gone on some long cruises through Crystal River. I'll insert some clips of that. And thankfully I haven't needed it, but all Magicycle bikes do come with a 2-year warranty in case there's any issues. The only issue that did come up with me was I've taken my bike out a few times after it's rained down here in Florida, and I was getting a little squirrely and fell off the bike, rolling through some mud, and ended up getting a flat after that. So that was one of the flats, and I also tend to abuse my bikes a little bit and go over some pretty rough terrain. I think I smacked a curb one time, and that's probably how I got my first flat. Oh, sandhill crane and an e-grip. So I haven't charged my battery in 3 days, and I've taken it out on probably 3 one-hour-ish bike rides last 3 days, and I'm at a little bit, I think I'm right at the halfway point on battery life. So pretty solid battery life. I mean, for most people, the 40 to 50 miles of range is plenty enough if you're on one of the middle tier pedal assist modes. So in addition to the pedal assist modes, the bike also offers a full throttle. So if you're feeling lazy, you can just throttle along without any pedaling needed. So throttle's right here on the right grip. It's like a traditional motorcycle. You just twist the grip and it shoots you right along. And I typically find myself using one of the higher gear ratios. I'm usually in 6 or 7. 6 is usually pretty solid for me. 7 definitely requires a bit more pedaling to it. But if you're in one of the higher pedal assist modes, then it doesn't really affect it. Although I will say in the lower gear ratios, like you just like pedal along like crazy. I prefer having a bit more torque when I pedal, but let me know what y'all think. Do you prefer the higher or lower gear ratios? So this is pretty much my standard bike ride through my neighborhood, around the town, coming up to the dead end here. Oh, a couple other great features are that the Magicycle does have a front light for riding at night, as well as a rear tail light, in addition to all the specs that are the traditional reflectors that you need to have a bike be street and sidewalk legal. It comes with a 120 volt AC power charger, and the tires are 20-inch by 4-inch. The Jaguarundi has a total payload capacity of 350 pounds. I weigh 210, so I could throw on an additional 140 pounds of weight on the rear here. And so far I haven't really noticed any kind of issues with the weight capacity. I'm sure you could throw over the full capacity if you really needed to. Now this is my first e-bike, and it's also my first bike that's ever had 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires. I do think it's a pretty comfortable ride compared to, say, a road bike, or I have a Trek mountain bike that's was my daily driver before this. And since I'm down in Florida, I really don't ride my mountain bike all that much, although I would like to get to some trails. I have found a trail somewhere around here that's only about 20 minutes south of where I live, so probably end up making a video testing out those trails as well. I've seen some pretty good pictures. They have some pretty solid jumps. I'm getting a little old and kind of rusty to be doing anything too crazy, but we'll definitely give it a go. So Magicycle does sell their own proprietary water bottle holders. I ended up getting the Toe Peak off Amazon. This one's adjustable, so you can fit a decent sized bottle. Not the biggest bottle. I mean, you could get if you really want to be able to haul some water, you could get a bigger water bottle holder if you're really interested in something like that. Oh, another great feature that definitely comes in handy down here in Florida where it gets muddy and rainy. You have a front and rear fender to prevent any water and dirt debris splashing up on you, and so far it does work pretty well. If it's really muddy, you can get a little bit of splashback, but so far the fenders do work pretty well. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention, it does have a little bell built in on the left handle here. Pretty decent. One other accessory I have considered adding is some mirrors on both sides, so I can see cars coming up behind you, because I'm sure if you're an avid biker like me, you know that cars aren't always paying attention and aren't the most respectful to bikers on the road, and they get a little too close, so it's a good idea to keep your eyes behind you. As you can see, I look over my shoulder every now and then to watch out for bikes, or I mean watch out for cars rather. So that's with the headlight on. It's our rear tail light. Saddle is pretty solid here. Can fit a pretty good sized rump. The battery does lock right in. It has a specific key that you need to lock in and out. And if you happen to forget your key, battery could be popping in and out. So be sure to lock that in place. Has a little switch on the side. On and off, as well as a protective cover for your charging input. Can lock and open that. Personally, I'll leave it open. Thank you to everyone that's made it this far in the video. Thank you. Really appreciate you watching. If you're interested in more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And in the comments below, let me know what you think about this e-bike. Is it something that you would be interested in? If you have an e-bike already, let me know what bike you have, and perhaps I can go for a test drive and get some sponsors one day to get some other e-bikes on this channel.